Dominic Haddy here with Stare Down TV. I'm here with Scott Malone. Scott will be facing Jack Shore at Cage Warriors 104 in Cardiff for the Bantamweight title. Scott, mate, how you doing, my friend?
Brilliant, mate. Yourself?
I'm probably not as good as you. You know, you're probably in a lot better peak shape than I am right now, but it's all good. What's the what do these next sort of 12 days look for you? No, less than that. So 9 days away now.
Yeah, I think it's one week and 3 days. I think.
No, so, yeah, so that way. So today's Thursday. So it's a week. Yeah, so you got 9 days to go.
Yeah.
So what do these next 9 days look for you then?
Now I've got some sparring tonight. I was down at the gym this morning, just doing like the treadmill runs and stuff. Just really trying to get the weight down just now, and next week from sort of Sunday, it's more focusing on getting the weight down. I'll obviously be doing some sort of light training up until like the Wednesday, but tonight it's hard. Tomorrow's going to be a bit of an easier day, and then hard again on Saturday, and then rest Sunday, and then I'll focus on basically just running and sweaty things just to get the weight off.
Nice, mate. Is that usually your go-to? 'Cause, you know, I've spoken to a few fighters lately, and they're trying to change the way they cut weight, trying to sort of maintain it. But do you still believe in just putting on the sweats and running?
Yeah, well, I do like a water cut. I try and get my weight down as obviously as much as I can up until the Sunday, and I start my water cut on the Sunday. It's not a great deal to cut. I know that other bantamweight fighters are cutting a lot more weight than me, but I like to rest up with the week off, so I'm not getting hurt. I'm not getting like stupid little injuries. I'll maybe hit pads up until the Wednesday, just something light, just moving about.
Nice, mate. That's so you want to keep your body moving for it. So you last fought at Cage Warriors 100 the same night that Jack won the title, and sort of instantly he said he wanted to fight you. Sorry, yeah, he said he wanted to fight you because they announced 104 would be in Cardiff, and he said hopefully you be the next guy. You won your fight as well. You said I want to be the next guy. So in terms of sort of the background negotiations, was it pretty much done and dusted that night? Within that week, was it all agreed? So what was the process to get this set up for 104?
No, not at all. I think it was mentioned to him. He never actually says he was wanting to fight me. He says he would fight anyone. He's not there to be the matchmaker, pretty much. So it wasn't until I think it was maybe I can't remember the exact date, but it was a while, and it took like a lot of sort of almost friends like saying things on the internet and stuff like that. Like I think that got me the fight. But
Right.
it's not the way I would do things normally, but I genuinely think that's what got me the fight. But it took a while to get there. I don't think they were actually wanting me to fight for the title in the first place, but because I did get offered someone else. I got offered to fight on Liverpool card. The guy I was fighting, like no offense to the guy, but it would have done nothing for me to win over him. You know what I mean? So I was looking obviously to get if it wasn't going to be for the title. When I see that Brian Bullen got matched, I thought they would possibly match me with him first. So when I seen that he got matched, I couldn't think of anybody else that would be more deserving. You know what I mean? So it eventually came round. It was a happy day when it came round. So.
No, good, mate. So it's funny you say that because I remember I watched an interview with Jay. I think it was MMA fighting, and he was sort of just after. But it must have, your adrenaline is still there, and he said he would like to fight you. So it's interesting to hear that it still took a little while. From the sounds of it, it sounded like you were both raring to go. But that is interesting. So why did you think he sort of was looking away from you in particular? Do you think it was directly not looking at you, or he just wasn't sure who he wanted to fight?
I don't think it was Jack personally. I think it was probably Ian Dean, Graham Boyle, and I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I think like Jack's a bit like myself. I think he's confident in his ability, and he'd take the fight with anyone. You know what I mean? I think they were maybe looking for someone else, but I eventually got there. Obviously, my managers were pestering me and Dean quite a lot, so I got that fight.
No, good mate. And there's obviously reasons that like yourself, Jack's very confident. He was undefeated as an amateur. He's undefeated as a pro. He had a lot of amateur fights. I think he had like 11 amateur fights going undefeated. So he's been in there. You came in as a pro. You had less amateur fights. You came in. Didn't start the best way, but then you just turned it around. You're on a 6-fight win streak. 5 of them finishes. Your first professional win was a Von Flue choke. Who does that?
That was mad. That was in like 30 seconds as well. The guy came like powering forward at me. I went to touch gloves. He never touched gloves. He just came running at me. It was a weird fight, that one.
No, it sounds it, mate. But what a way to get yourself in the win column, and that really set you up for some amazing fights. Because only one of them's gone to decision, so it's been a great run so far. So once it actually already been agreed, okay, you're going to fight Jack. Of course, you would have taken the fight regardless where it is. But the fact it is in Cardiff, it's Jack's first defence. Like, was there any not hesitation, but was there any sort of inkling that you thought, you're aware this is going to be a very, very rough crowd for you?
Yeah, every interview's asked to say like, it generally doesn't bother me. It sort of spurs me on. If anything, I would say, it puts a lot less pressure on me.
Absolutely.
I'm going out there to disappoint the crowd, you know what I mean, and silence the crowd, rather than feeling that pressure of like, oh, Scott's the hometown guy, he's got to win. You know what I mean? I don't know if he feels that pressure. He says that he doesn't, but I think you can take the positives from each of them. You know what I mean? I like to take the positives from people booing me, and I like to prove them wrong.
Good, mate. That's the way to be. Like so, he won the title, but now you only ever have your first title defense ever for his belt, and he's going to be in front of his home crowd. So I imagine he will be feeling pressure, but like you say, you're both professionals, so it's going to be it's going to be different options. You're going to feel different pressures. Have you got many people coming down?
I think there's maybe like 50, 60 guys coming down, which is 50, 60 Scottish guys is probably the equivalent of 800 Welsh guys at least.
So maybe in terms of voice, I don't know. I've been to Wales, I've been to Scotland. I know what the crowds are like. They're both very passionate, so you'll definitely still be able to hear your name getting shouted out. What are your plans? So what are your plans in terms of travelling? You're travelling there on Wednesday?
I'm going down on Thursday morning.
Thursday morning.
Good morning. Go down, probably do a little light workout. Just cutting the weight, just getting used to being down there. The last time I went down on the Friday, and I had to cut weight, and like I never had my hotel room until 3 o'clock and stuff, and I had to go and cut weight in someone else's room, and it was pretty shit. So we got the extra day this time.
Nice, mate. So what was that through hot baths?
Yeah, just hot baths. Yeah.
Yeah, no, fair enough, mate. That's a bit of a ball ache, I can imagine. So you got your layout now. Looking forward to sort of now on Thursday. You've got your schedule sorted out. Sunday seems like your only sort of real rest day. What do you know? What your kind of where you want to be weight wise going into Thursday? So when you actually arrive in Wales, do you have a plan of where you want to be, or just like a rough estimate?
A rough estimate, probably about on the Wednesday or Thursday, I'd be looking to be about 64 kilos.
Okay.
Around about that, and can cut that in water pretty easy.
No, that is that's very doable. So that's a sort of a good strategy to have. Not missing out on too much Easter Sunday chocolate then, no?
Well, that's going to be the problem. It's going to be a big test on Sunday.
Mate, it's like literally, it's sort of like against the law if you don't eat chocolate on Easter Sunday. So fair play to you for sticking around for that.
I'm gonna just take all my Easter eggs and just sit them on top of the fridge and just like they're there for when I get back. I'm having Easter next Sunday.
Like there's photos. Like, remember in the Rocky film where he would always have a photo of like Clubber Lang or Ivan Drago on his mirror. Is that what you're doing with your Easter egg? You're just going to stare at this? What's motivating you right now?
Yeah.
No.
Luckily, my house is a bit easier because all my whole house is vegan, so
nice.
A lot of chocolate anyway, so I kind of get away with that in a bit, but I do eat a lot of carbs.
So you yourself, are you vegan yourself?
No, I'm not vegan. No, my wife's vegan. My 2 kids are vegan as well.
Nice, mate. So how does that how does that work around sort of, you're a professional athlete? There are definitely athletes that do live that vegan lifestyle, but is that just not something that you'd consider right now? Do you think it'd be too tough?
Not necessarily. Like I do eat a lot of vegan stuff. Like if my wife makes something to eat, I'll eat it. Like I'm not
Yeah.
fussy. When you start to diet a lot, you realise that you start to appreciate food more, and whatever's on your plate, you're willing to eat. So it is easier when she's making something healthy. Like I'll definitely eat it, no problem. Um, I get a lot of my meals from one of my sponsors, Scran Fitness Foods. So they come in like a little tub, and it's just I'll bang it in the microwave or bang it in the oven for like a little bit of time. You know what I mean? And it's there. It's ready.
What a name for a food company, Scram Fitness Food. That is quality. Because you
Yeah,
associate Scram with some like dirty fry off or something like that. That is a great name for a fitness
yeah.
company.
That's it. Go down and get some Scran.
There you go, mate. There you go. So, are your wife and kids going to be going to the to Wales as well?
My wife is. My kids aren't. Kids.
Nice.
There's never been to one, so still.
How old are your kids?
Well, I've got three kids, but two to my wife. So I've got a 9-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 4-year-old. But my 8-year-old and the 4-year-old, they'll be going to their grands. So my
No,
wife.
fair. Are any of them into training yet? I mean, 9-year-old, 8-year-old, or is it do they just not have anything to do with that side of the things?
They did a bit of judo. They did a bit of judo. He's to be honest, he's more like a gamer. I think he's really clever. He's like my daughter's a bit young for anything just now, I think. But you never know. He hits pads with me and that now and again. He's done a bit of BJJ, he's done a bit of judo. I'm at the stage where I'm not wanting to force him into anything.
No.
So I'm just want to go. If he wants to go, he can go. I think he's got more brains to be a different thing than an MMA fighter to me.
It's good to hear, mate. It's good to hear. Most fighters are pretty smart, but that's good to hear. So, what if you had to sort of say, not just for yourself, but other parents came to you and said, "Look, I want my child to get in some form of martial art. What one would you recommend if it couldn't be necessarily MMA? What sort of form would you recommend for children to get into?"
I would probably say jiu-jitsu or judo. It's the one where you're not going to get punched in the face,
Yeah.
and that's what a lot of parents are scared about, that sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like violence. They're teaching people how to punch, and you don't want to get your kid punched in the face. But there is like you do kickboxing and stuff. There's a kickboxing gym where I train as well. A lot of these guys are like I was there this morning. Last night. I was there this morning as well, but last night, and it was like a little guy that was maybe about 10, 11, just hitting the bag, and his movement was great. You know what I mean? He was just hitting a bag, and he was just so fluent. He was moving about, head movement. I was like, I wish I could be like that at 10. You know what I mean? Struggling to get like that now.
I wish I could be like that at 26. He sounds decent.
Yeah. So I mean, kickboxing, you don't necessarily need to fight to go kickboxing either. You can go and just learn techniques, hit pads, stuff like that.
No, that's a
It's
good one.
for discipline at any martial art. I think it definitely stopped me doing a lot of bad things when I was like growing up. I started judo when I was 10, and like instead of me going out, obviously I'm not drinking at 10 years old, but when I hit like 14, 15, that's when drinking starts. Oh, in Scotland anyway.
Yeah.
And I would be at competitions on the weekends rather than going out and getting drunk. So
It really
yeah,
does give you focus and
yeah,
drive.
I
Yeah,
get you
no,
focus on.
no, good. I remember watching an interview with Matt Serra, and he was like, he recommends any child to get into jiu-jitsu just because it gives you that structure, gives you that discipline, and it also gives you that some sort of protection. Because if there's ever a street brawl or anything like that, usually a couple punches are thrown, and then you're actually pretty much in a grapple and a clinch. So if you've got some form of jiu-jitsu, you don't even have to do anything bad. You can just use that to get yourself out of things. So it's and same as judo, same thing. Maybe one or two punches are thrown, and then you'll find yourself this close to the guy you're fighting. You're like, okay, I can just grab you by the collar and flip you over here, and then get out of danger. So mate, that's completely fair enough from you.
Yeah.
That's it, mate. So what are you gonna? Have you got much planned? Obviously, you've not got the kids, and you're going to be in Cardiff, which is a bit of a buzzing city. Have you and the guys and the missus got anything planned yet? While after the fight?
After the fight, there's going to be 60 people going down, so I'm guessing. Shit, that's my battery. I'm dead. Um, I'm guessing I'm going to have some beers. Win or lose, definitely be some beers on the table. So I think it might be one of these very late nights. Cardiff's nightclubs are open till like 6 in the morning as well.
Yeah.
So.
That's good to hear, mate. Well, look, mate, I don't want to take up much more of your time, Scott. So, what I just want to say, best of luck for yourself. Enjoy these next few days, and I'm looking forward to watching this fight and seeing how it goes.
Thank you very much, man.
No worries, man. Right, Scott Malone will be facing off against Jack Shore for the Bantamweight title at Cage Warriors 104 at the Viola Arena in Cardiff. Make sure to check it out. Scott, thank you very much for your time, pal.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, mate. Bye bye.